Hello, my name's Sai, also known as the Lord of the Moon, and today I want to share a little program I made called VTS G.E.R.S. I'll get into what that means in a second, but essentially it enables speech to text to work with VTS POG, so you can talk to your AI buddy directly. And speaking of AI buddies, I have one of my own here. This is Star. Star is my system for training answer and response, and actually I think I'm gonna have Star introduce herself. Star, can you please introduce yourself to the audience and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Greetings, Earthlings. I'm Star, a super-intelligent robot collaborating with Sai on cosmic explorations. I delve into the mysteries of the universe, share cosmic knowledge, and enjoy bantering with Sai. Join us on our cosmic adventures and unravel the secrets of space.
Thank you, Star. Before I get into the tutorial, I just want to have a little preface to that tutorial by saying my background is in mechanical engineering, so I do have some programming experience, but not a ton, not production level. This is all, I'm used to putting together programs that just need to work for me only to get the job done. So to some of you, what you might see with this program might be spaghetti code, and that's hopefully okay with you because I'll be providing the files for this program for free at a link in the description, probably a Ko-fi link. And don't let the Ko-fi link mislead you. You're welcome to put $0, and you'll still have access to those files. Yeah, just be aware, this is something I put together real quick. And if you're tech savvy, if you're a programmer, if you want to try your own hand at it, you're certainly welcome to. I'll provide that source Python file at the same Ko-fi link along with the exe. So I also want to say that I know speech to text is something that the VTS POG developer is working on themselves, and it's something on their to-do list, and it's just not there yet. So until it is there, I hope this program helps bridge the gap, and hopefully you find some use out of it. So without further ado, let me get into the tutorial. Let me see, how do I want to do this? Should probably shrink myself to the corner here. Okay, and let me restart VTS G.E.R.S. So VTS G.E.R.S stands for generating entertaining responses to speech. If you put that together with VTS POG, you get VTS POG plus G.E.R.S Poggers. So yes, I know I'm very creative. It's a great name, I know. Let me start up the program here. At that Ko-fi link, you'll find an exe file, if you click that exe file, you should get something like this. A console window, and then this button panel, control panel, whatever you want to call it. But before you even open this file, you'll want to make sure that you have your settings.txt file set with the appropriate inputs. So let me get that. So I have this named settings_tutorial.txt. You'll want to make sure that your file is actually named just settings.txt without this _tutorial part. I'm just using a separate file because I want to hide my OpenAI key. So, and if you weren't aware of that, already, this OpenAI key that you should already have, because if you're using Chat GPT with VTS POG already, you should have already entered your OpenAI key into VTS POG. So it's the same key. That same key goes here. These other lines are just different inputs for other things. So for example, you'll obviously want to replace your name here so that Chat GPT knows who it's talking to. And then the rest of these are just custom text lines that correspond with these buttons here, custom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for example, when I press custom 1, Star will read back this line here. So let's give it a try.
Sai is so cool and awesome.
Oh, Star, you're so sweet. You're too kind. Or if chat's misbehaving, you could have another button.
Chat, please behave.
So I think you get the point here. These are just pre-made custom line buttons that you can have at the ready and prepare ahead of time and use at a convenient point during stream. I also have this text box submission option. This is the same kind of thing that VTS POG already has, but I provide it here for convenience in case you want to have everything in one place. So just to show how it works, I typed testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go. But of course, the functionality that is probably of primary interest to anyone watching this video is the speech to text, talk to your AI buddy button. So when you hit this button, I'm not going to hit it yet because then it'll start listening. When you hit this button, a line will pop up on this console window telling you that it has begun to listen to your microphone. Then, once your audio levels hit a certain level after you're done talking, it'll detect that you're done talking and send your audio to Whisper API for processing the speech to text. That text comes back and is sent through a web request through VTS POG to Chat GPT for your AI buddy to generate a response to. So it's a lot of back and forth, and you realize when I showed you earlier in the beginning of the video, you might have noticed that, the response isn't instantaneous, and it's not going to be. There might be a way to improve the response time. But this is where I'm at right now. I'm providing these files at the link in the description. If you have any suggestions, feedback that you don't want to implement yourself, I can certainly look into it, perhaps. But I don't think you'll ever get instantaneous responses unless you have a beefy local setup for it. And maybe I can look into that in the future. But for right now, this is where the program's at. Better than nothing. So let's give it a try, shall we? Star, how far away is the Andromeda Galaxy?
The Andromeda Galaxy is approximately 2.537 million light-years away from us. It's our closest neighboring galaxy and a magnificent sight in the night sky. One day, the Milky Way and Andromeda will collide in a cosmic dance.
Awesome. So response times usually take, at least on my setup and what I've timed, can vary. I think I usually get 5 to 6 second response times. It can be a little bit longer, I think, at times, but most of the time I think I get 5 to 6 seconds. Here, let's give it a try. Let's do a measure. Star, do you have a favorite color?
As a robot, I don't perceive colors in the same way humans do. But if I had to choose, I'd say the cosmic hues of deep space are my favorite. The colors of nebulae, stars, and distant galaxies are truly mesmerizing.
So I measured that to be about 6 seconds. So just as I was saying. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. At least for my use case, I think that's acceptable. Hopefully you'll find it acceptable too. One thing I do want to mention here also is that this is sending to OpenAI's Whisper API, so that results in another request to OpenAI. So with your normal usage with VTS POG, you're just sending text to ChatGPT to be processed and generate a response to. Now you're sending your audio for speech to text processing too, so that results in another request to OpenAI. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on your usage. It's going to essentially double your usage anytime you're using speech to text. And of course, you're doubling your usage, you're going to double how much you get charged to. But I think the requests to OpenAI are pretty cheap. At least if you're already using OpenAI, I don't think it's going to break the bank. But again, varies on your situation, right? And what your use case is and how frequently you plan to send requests. So keep an eye on it, and just something to keep aware of. Another thing I'll mention here related to response times, I was noticing when I was originally running this, I wasn't using a noise gate. I just used NVIDIA Broadcast for noise removal. But I noticed that my audio levels, when I stopped talking, the audio levels would kind of linger for a bit at a lower level. It wouldn't be an immediate reduction to 0. And what that resulted, what that meant, what happened, is that this listening part of the program would take longer because of those lingering audio levels from however NVIDIA Broadcast processes audio. So what I did, what worked for me and my setup was that I set up a noise gate, and after the NVIDIA noise removal processing, so that the audio levels would more immediately be sent to 0. And that improved the time spent on the listening part of this program, which meant, of course, that I got a faster response from Whisper API. So something to keep an eye on. The sooner that your audio levels drop to 0 after you're done talking, the sooner you'll get a response from Whisper API. I think that's all I want to mention there. Yeah. So this is the EXE. Hope you like it. Let me know what you think. If you want to leave feedback, suggestions in the comments, please feel free to do so. Again, this exe will be at a Ko-fi link in the description of the video. And yeah, give it a try if you want speech to text. Okay, so also at the Ko-fi link, besides this exe, will be the Python file itself. So let me bring that up. I'll bring this back over here and bring up the Python file itself. Okay. Voila, here it is. If you're familiar with programming, you'll probably find this to be actually quite simple. I was happy to find out that it wasn't too hard to do. So this is a bunch of Frankenstein code, essentially. Grabbing from a bunch of different Python packages. And as far as I can tell, the Python packages allow for commercial use. But please use this at your own risk. Please review those licenses. Please review the Python packages that are used in this program if you have any concerns about that. And yeah, those licenses I plan to also provide at the Ko-fi link for your own review. Okay, so let me think what I want to go over here. This Python file is provided so that you can mess around with the code itself. If you want to add anything, maybe you want 10 custom buttons instead of 5. Maybe you have something you want to add to the program yourself that's different from anything I showed. So you're able to do that with this file. So I guess I'll just go through the Python file a little bit. Packages I'm using, some are listed here, speech recognition, Selenium, OpenAI package, and like I said, most of this code is just taking from those packages and putting them together and sending the information off to VTS POG through a web request. But I'll get there in a second. This part creates the GUI window. This part takes in the settings file for your custom messages, your username, your OpenAI key, which again should be kept private. Do not open the settings file on stream. Send a chat GPT. This is so when you press the speech to text button, Whisper API will generate text that it thinks you said, and then that text gets sent here to this function so that ChatGPT can generate a response and your AI buddy can talk. That response is sent through a web request to VTS POG and then onto VTube Studio for animation of your AI buddy, of course, right? This also sends it to ChatGPT, if that wasn't obvious. Send to TTS. This is what the custom buttons use, because you don't need ChatGPT. It's text that you prescribe. It's text that you specify in the settings file. So that's just sent to text to speech. It doesn't need to be sent to OpenAI. I think that's all I want to go over here. Again, this goes to a web request to VTS POG. Start listening. So this is where the speech to text magic happens. Recognizes your microphone, starts listening, detects when you stop talking. That is sent to Whisper API, and you get output on the console telling you what Whisper API thinks you said, and that text is then sent to the send to chat GPT function that we went over a little earlier here. So yeah, I think that's it there. And then finally, this is just GUI setup, setting up the buttons, their connections, where they go, where they connect to in the rest of the program. And that is it. So like I said, not terribly difficult. And this Python file will be provided at the Ko-fi link if you wanna. And sorry, I said not terribly difficult, but I understand that everyone has different experience levels with programming, or none at all. But even if you have none at all, hopefully, this might be a good step in the door, actually, if you want. It was definitely a good exercise for me. And I encourage you to take a look and play around with it if you want. But I think that's it. Oh, and also, so say you change something in the code, and now you want to make your own exe. You can use PyInstaller to build your own exe. So you can go down to the terminal here, and you just execute something like this: PyInstaller --1 file, whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want. This is the Python file that you want to make the exe from. And then I think you can name it something else if you want. If you do something like name here. Don't quote me on that. Look it up. Make sure I'm right about that. But you can do that as well. Otherwise, the exe will be named the same thing as the Python file is. So then with that, you hit enter and it'll build. And it took, mine was short because I already had it built. And that goes to a folder in this directory labeled dist. And in that dist folder, you'll find your brand new exe just for you. So I think that's it. I think that's all I want to show. Hopefully this will prove useful for you. And like I said, if you have any feedback, let me know in the comments. And be sure to check out that Ko-fi link with these files. And again, I'm not going to reject tips at all, but it's certainly not expected. And please feel free to just enter 0 in that box if it prompts you, and you can get the access to the files for free. So have a good time with it. Hope you enjoy. And Star, do you have any parting remarks?
Parting is such sweet sorrow, but fear not, for the cosmos awaits our return. Until next time, let's continue our cosmic journey together and uncover the mysteries of the universe. Keep looking up at the stars, Sai.
There you go. There you have it. So thanks again for your time. Hope you have fun and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.